So good day to all of you. We start our next point of the chapter of viability and bioequivalence, that is method to enhance the viability. So there are different methods which enhance the viability of the drug. So in this first method, that is co-solvency. So solubility of poorly water soluble drug can be improved by addition of this water miscible solvent in which drug has better solubility is known as a co-solvent. So for increasing solubility of purely water soluble drug by adding simple addition of water miscible solvent, and in this solvent this drug has better solubility. So this solvent which is known as a co-solvent. So this is one of the most extensively used to technique. So this mostly used in the technique because it has easy to prepare and evaluate. So this technique which has easy to prepare and easy to evaluate. The co-solvent are used in the co-solvent mixture are PAG 300, ethanol, propylene glycol. So these are the co-solvent used for the increasing solubility of this purely soluble water soluble drug. For example, simvastatin like drug solubility will be increased by this co-solvency technique. So this is the first method which increase the solubility or viability of the drug. Second, pH adjustment. So poorly water soluble drug molecules can be protonated as a base or deprotonated as acid, possibly by dissolve in water by pH adjustment. So simply this poor water soluble drug molecule which can be converted to the base or this protonated or non deprotonated either base or the acid, so it can be dissolved in the water by the simply pH adjustment. So there will be the increase of the solubility of this drug. For example, aspirin buffer tablet. So this is the second method. Third method, the particle size reduction. So we know if the particle size, which is very important in absorption process, distribution process or extraction process or any other types of process. So particle size will be increases or particle size will be decreases, there will be increase their effective surface area, also increase their absorption, also increase their viability. So viability is mainly depend on the drug particle size. By decreasing the particle size, there will be the increasing surface effective surface area. So particle size reduction, which is done by this milling procedure or which is by using size reduction process or techniques, uh, especially or using these jet mills, colloidal mills or micronization or any nano suspension technique. So in the micronization, the solubility of the drug will be related to the particle size. By decreasing their particle size, therefore increasing their surface area, also it enhance the dissolution property of the drug. For example, ग्रेसिफोल्युमिन which increase 50 times more solubility after micronization. एखादा ग्रेसिफोल्युमिन लाइक ड्रग असेल, जर आपण मायक्रोनायझेशन टेक्निक यूज करून पार्टिकल साइज रिड्यूस केली, so it will be increases their solubility by 50 times. Next, nano suspension technique. So in the nano suspension, it is another method which is in which the submicron colloid dispersion of drug particle will be prepared. So in the nano suspension, the another method which is where submicron colloidal dispersion of drug particle will be prepared, or which are more stable, and this may be stable by this becomes stable by this using surfactant. Also there will be the increase their solubility or viability of the drug. For example, danazole nanosuspension. Next, microemulsion. So microemulsion is a clear mixture of oil, hydrophilic surfactant and hydrophilic solvent which dissolve a very purely water soluble drug. So example, phenoldiphine microemulsion. So this is the microemulsion is a clear mixture of oil, hydrophilic surfactant, hydrophilic solvent in which the purely soluble drug will be dissolved. So example there, phenoldiphine and the phenoldiphine microemulsion. Next method, complexation. So the complexation with the cyclodextrin has been used to increase the aqueous solubility, also drug stability. So the cyclodextrin polymer or complex with cyclodextrin, which will be increase their aqueous solubility, also their drug stability. So in the cyclodextrin structure, there is a hydrophilic ring and the lipophilic core. So in the cyclodextrin structure, there is a ring of hydrophilic ring, and there the core will be the lipophilic core, in which uniform size of organic molecules can form non-covalent inclusion complex. So the drug which form non-covalent inclusion complex with cyclodextrin, and this cyclodextrin structure mainly consists of there is a hydrophilic ring and a lipophilic core. So it will be improve the chemical stability as well as aqueous solubility of the drug. For example, benzodiazepine and the barbiturates. So the drug which form complex with cyclodextrin, and the cyclodextrin which has structure has hydrophilic ring and the lipophilic core, which will be increased with this drug molecule which form complex non-covalent form complex, which increase their chemical stability, also their aqueous solubility. For example, benzodiazepines and the barbiturates drug which are complex with cyclodextrin. Next will be the method supercritical fluid process, or supercritical fluid process, or which is also called as the SCF process. So supercritical fluids are the fluids in which the temperature and the pressure are more than its critical temperature and critical pressure, allowing the both properties of the both properties of a liquid and the gases. So is critical supercritical fluids, this fluid in which the temperature and pressure is more than its critical temperature and the critical pressure, which allow the property of. So due to this critical fluid, they allow this drug or which fluid which allow property as in the liquid also and the gases. दोन्ही फॉर्म मध्ये काय असतात त्यांची प्रिपेअर असतात at the increase their supercritical by increase their pressure or temperature more than its critical temperature or critical pressure. So at this near critical temperature, these are the highly compressible, leading to moderate change in the pressure to the prominent alter their density and the mass characteristics of the fluid that determine the solvent properties. So at this critical temperature, these are highly compressible. The fluids are highly compressible. They are moderately changed in the pressure due to their alter in the density and the mass of the characteristics of the fluid that will be determined its solvent properties. So solubilize drug within this SCF fluid, that is the solubilizer drug in this SCF fluid, that is supercritical fluid, they are maybe crystallized. The soluble drug will be in the fluid will be maybe crystallized. So this will be increased. This will be increased their dissolution, also increase their viability of the drug. Next will be the next method, solid dispersion. So in this process, poorly soluble drug will be dispersed into the very soluble solid hydrophilic matrix. So simply, the purely soluble drug which are dispersed into the very soluble hydrophilic matrix, which greatly enhance the dissolution of the drug. So त्याच्यामुळे simply the drug will be the dispersed into this hydrophilic matrix. So there will be the enhance their dissolution of the drug. For example, carbamazepine in the polyethylene glycol 4000 solid dispersion. So enhance the rate and extent of the dissolution of this carbamazepine. So example of this solid dispersion, the carbamazepine like drug which are dispersed into this polyethylene glycol 4000 and prepare this solid dispersion which enhance their rate and extent of the dissolution of this carbamazepine. Next method, that is hydrotropy. So hydrotropy is a solubilization technique where addition of second solute which result in increase the aqueous solubility of other solids. So hydrotropy means it is a solubilization technique where a second solvent or second solute will be added into the mixture. Second solute will be added into the mixture. So there will be the increase their solubility of other solute. For example, ibuprofen or riboflavin solubility can be increased by this hydrotropic technique. So this ibuprofen or riboflavin solubility, aqueous solubility will be increased by this addition of other solute. So this the technique will be called as the hydrotropic of solubilization technique. Next method, that is surfactant. Using surfactant, there will be increase of solubility or their increase of viability. So surfactant will be improve the dissolution of poorly soluble drug has been successfully. So surfactant which will decrease the surface tension and it will be increase the lipophilic dissolution of lipophilic drug into the aqueous solution. So the surfactant which will be reduce the surface tension or decrease the surface tension, there will increase the dissolution of this lipophilic drug in the aqueous solution. Their concentration of the surfactant will be used for the miscellaneous formation, that is 0.05 to 0.05 to 0.1% miscellaneous formation will be occur. So drug will be entrapped in this miscellaneous. So simple, the concentration of the surfactant which is from 0.05 to 0.1. So this miscellaneous concentration or this surfactant concentration which form micelle. So drug will be entrapped within this micelle. So this process which is called as a micellization. So which will be enhance the solubility. So this will be enhance the solubility of poorly soluble drugs. So simple, the surfactant are mostly are hydrophilic. They are hydrophilic nature. So simply drug will be entrapped in this hydrophilic covering or this covering. So on micelle, so it will be increase the solubility of this poorly soluble drug. Example, non-ionic surfactants includes polysorbates, polyoxyethylate glyceride, or fatty acid esters of low molecular weight of PEG. So these are the surfactants which are used for the increase the solubility of the drug, poorly soluble drug. Next method, salt form. So salt form which enhance the salt form of the drug will enhance the solubility and the dissolution characters when will be compared with the original drug. So this will be studied in this absorption topic. So salt form of the drug will be enhance the solubility, also dissolution characters when will be compared with this original form of the drug. So example, atropine sulfate is more soluble than the atropine alone. So atropine sulfate is more soluble than this atropine sulfate salt, which is more soluble than this atropine. Also, second example, chlorpheniramine amylate is more soluble than this chloramphenicamine. So this is a salt form of the drug, or salt form of the drug, convert drug into salt form, which will be increase the viability of the drug. Next will be the polymorphism. So this factor will study also in the factors affecting the physiochemical factors which will be affecting the absorption of the drug. So what is polymorphism? The drug can be exist in the many crystallization form, which will be the different forms which entitled as a polymorph. So the drug which will be exist in the number of or many crystalline form. So these different forms which is known as a polymorphs, and this phenomena is known as a polymorphism. So these polymorphs are the different from one to another with respect to their physical property. So these polymorphs are different in their physical properties. They are different in the from one to another by their physical properties such as solubility, their hardness, density, melting point, and compression characteristics. For example, the chloramphenicol palmitate which exists in the A, B and C form. So this chloramphenicol palmitate we exist in this polymorphic form or this crystalline form, that is A, B and C. So B form which shows better solubility. So B form of this chloramphenicol shows better solubility because it will be exist in the metastable state. So we know the metastable state which has highest aqueous solubility. So A and C form which exist in the unstable and the stable state. So the stable polymorphs which have less aqueous solubility. So the chloramphenicol palmitate which are exist in the B form, that is metastable form, which has highest aqueous solubility or which shows better solubility than this A or C form. Next method will be the solid solution. A binary mixture which comprises solid molecularly dispersed in the solid solvent. So simple, this binary mixture which comprises solid molecularly dispersed into the solid solvent, and these two components are mixed, are homogeneous in one phase. So there are two components which are mixed with in the one phase. So this solid solution also called as a molecular dispersion or mixed crystal. So simply binary mixture, that is binary means two, the solid solute which are dispersed into the solid solvent or into the solid solvent. So they are mixed, these two components are mixed with homogeneous in the one phase. So जे binary mixture असेल कुठल्या सॉल्व्हंटचं, दोन सॉल्व्हंटचं, they are mixed with solid solvent, एखाद्या सॉलिड सॉल्व्हंट मध्ये मिक्स करायचं आणि विच फॉर्म होमोजिनियस वन फेज. This solid solution which is known as a molecular dispersion or which is called as a mixed crystal. So this is achieved by the fusion technique. This will be achieved by this fusion technique. For example, succinic acid and glycopholvine solid solution which are 6 to 7 times more soluble than this glycopholvine. So there is a formation of this binary mixture of this succinic acid or glycopholvine, and which form their solid solution which will be more soluble, which will be 6 to 7 times more soluble than this glycopholvine original drug. So this is the solid solution method. Next will be the eutectic mixture. Eutectic powder or eutectic mixture is defined as a mixture of powder ingredient which melt when will be mixed with one another. So असं mixture आहे powder किंवा असं eutectic mixture is a powder mixture where these two powder ingredients are mixed with each other and they will be melt when we mix. जेव्हा आपण ते मिक्स करतो त्यावेळी ते काय होतं, they will be melt. So this eutectic mixture or proportion of component will be give lowest melting point at their liquefaction. So जे eutectic mixture असेल त्यावेळी आपण जेव्हा component mix करतो त्यावेळी काय होणार आहे, simply they will be lower the melting point and which causes liquefaction or liquefying. So this liquefaction shows more solubility than parent drug. For example, eutectic mixture, paracetamol, urea, or ibuprofen, mannitol. So paracetamol and urea, when we mix together, they are made and shows liquefaction, and which form liquefaction. Or also ibuprofen or mannitol. So these two components are mixed to each other, so they are made at the low temperature and they get liquefied. So there will be the increase in more solubility of this than its paracetamol or ibuprofen, this parent drug. Next method, hot melt extrusion, which is called as the HME. So this hot melt extrusion is a process which the heat and the pressure will be applied. So in this method, hot melt extrusion method, the heat and the pressure will be applied on the polymer and the drug, so they can be made. So the heat and the pressure will be applied to melt this polymer and the drug, and they force through this orifice in the continuous process. They are passed or they force through this orifice in the continuous process. For example, valsartan solubility, which we improve by using this hot melt extrusion technique. So simple, the valsartan drug and polymer which will be melt together by using heat and the pressure. So increase the valsartan solubility. So there will be the increase valsartan solubility. So this is the technique which improve the bioavailability of the drug. Next method, that is spray drying. So spray drying is a process where changing the mixture from its liquid form to the powder form. So this spray drying, which changing the mixture from its liquid form to the powder form. So this will be prepared by removing the moisture component from the liquid solution by applying this mechanical force. For example, heat sensitive drugs which are such as milk products and the liposomes. So by there will be the increasing the viability of this drug. So simply this spray drying, which will process, they change the mixture from this liquid to the powder form. So removing from this moisture component from the liquid solution, simply applying the mechanical force. For example, heat sensitive drugs such as milk products or these liposomes. Next will be the method solvent evaporation. So to dissolve the both drug and the carrier in the solvent, and it will be evaporated under the vacuum to yield solid solution. Simple. This drug and the carrier will be dissolved into the solvent, and this whole mixture will be evaporated. The whole mixture will be evaporated, or the solution will be evaporated, or this evaporated under the vacuum, which form solid solution. So the solid solution will increase the viability or solubility of this product. So example, meloxicam, naproxen, and the nimesulide are using solvent evaporation technique. So this is naproxen, nimesulide, or meloxicam, which are these drugs are dissolved into the solvent with carrier, and this solvent will be evaporated under vacuum and which forms solid solution, and this solid solution which has uh, more solubility than their parent product. So this is a solvent evaporation technique which is for increase the viability. Next method, precipitation technique. So in this precipitation technique, drug will be dissolved in the suitable solvent, and which will be mixed into the anti-solvent to precipitate the crystals. So first, in this technique, drug will be dissolved in the suitable solvent, then add the anti-solvent, then add this mixture, the anti-solvent. So the mixture it get precipitate the crystal of the drug. For example, naproxen crystal. So these naproxen crystal are more solubility than this parent drug like naproxen. Next method, which is used for increasing viability, that is cryogenic techniques, or method which is called as a cryogenic techniques. So these cryogenic techniques has been developed to improve the dissolution rate of the drugs by producing their nanostructure amorphous particle with high degree of porosity at very low temperature condition. So the cryogenic techniques, which mainly important for the increase the dissolution or improve the dissolution of rate of the drug. So simply producing their nanostructure amorphous particle with a high degree of porosity with that low temperature condition. For example of this technique, a drug will be increase the solubility of this by using this technique. Ripaglinide drug, which is increases drug solubility increased by this cryogenic techniques. There is also another approach which will be increase the permeation through the biological membrane using the following method. So also there are another approach will be increase the viability of the drug by simply increase the permeation drug through this biological membrane. So first method, using suitable polymer. So biocompatible polymer chitosan has been found number of applications in the drug delivery, including absorption of hydrophilic macromolecular drugs. So this biocompatible polymer chitosan has found number of applications their drug delivery, including absorption of these hydrophilic macromolecular drug. When protonated at pH 6.5, it will be increase the paracellular permeability of the peptide drug through the mucosal epithelia. So simply this chitosan will be protonated as 6.5. So they will be increase the permeability of the peptide drug, which will be increase the permeability of this peptide drug through this mucosal epithelium. So this is a polymer, using suitable polymer will be increase the permeation of the drug through the biological membrane. So if we know the important RD steps of the hydrophilic drug, that is permeation through the biological membrane. So this will be used increase the permeation, increase paracellular permeability of this peptide drug, or this chitosan will be increase the permeability of these peptide drugs. Next will be method, self microemulsifying drug delivery system, or which is called as a SMIDS. So self microemulsifying drug delivery system are isotropic mixture of, this is a SMIDS are the isotropic mixture of oil, surfactant or co-surfactant and the co-solvent. So SMIDS are the isotropic mixture of oil, surfactant, co-surfactant and the co-solvent. Once we administered these meats in the GI tract, they are diluted. This system will be diluted into GI fluid, and their gastric motility, which provide the agitation in oil in water microemulsion efficacy. So when we administer this SMID formulation or SMID drug delivery into GI fluid, they are diluted, and due to gastric motility, they are converted, which will be provide the production of this microemulsion. So there will be increase the efficacy. So this is a method which will be increased, that is in microemulsion though there will be the particle size will be decreased, so there will be the increase the permeability of that drug or this drug delivery system. Next will be the spray freezing time. Next method, spray freezing time. So spray freezing time is one of the technique which enhance the permeability of the drug. So spray freezing time is one of the enhance the permeability. So permeability increases, there will be increase the viability of that drug. Some drug will be dissolved into the dissolving media. If we increase the permeability, they can cross this biological membrane. So sprayed freeze drying of oleonic acid with PBP40 as a stabilizer, with sodium caprate as a wetting agent and penetration enhancer, produce stable amorphous solid dispersion system, which is better in vitro dissolution and more absorption as compared to the commercial OA tablets, oleonic acid tablet. So in the spray freezing time, where oleanic acid with polymer, the PBP40 as a stabilizer, also sodium caprate, which as a wetting agent, and also penetration enhancer, which produce stable amorphous solid dispersion. So which will be better in vitro dissolution and which has more absorption as compared to the commercial oleanic acid tablet. So this is the technique which is important, increase the permeability. So also increase the permeability, there will increase the viability of the drug. Next method, nanoparticle system. So these nanoparticles are produced by suitable polymers. These nanoparticles are produced by suitable polymers. For example, PLGA can be increased the drug across the BBB. So this PLGA polymer which increase the drug across the blood-brain barrier. So these nanoparticles also increase the biodistribution and reduce the drug toxicity. So there will be the increase the therapeutic efficacy. So there will be the increase their therapeutic efficacy. So this is a method which is the nanoparticle system, which will be increase the viability or increase the viability in the blood-brain barrier by using this PLG polymer. Next method, that is lipid technology. So straight chain fatty acid, example lauric acid, carbon 12, and long chain fatty acids such as oleic acid, carbon 18 have been observed practically to increase the permeability of the series of the hydrophilic drug by winding with the tight junction or altering the cytoskeleton of the intestinal epithelial cell without cytotoxicity. So this lauric acid or this oleic acid, which will be increase their permeability of the number of drugs, hydrophilic drugs, simply winding with the tight junction or it will be alter the cytoskeleton of the intestinal epithelial cell without any cytotoxicity. So this lipid-based formulation can enhance the permission of BCS class third and the fourth drug. So this lipid-based formulation which enhance our permission of this class BCS class that is third drug and the fifth, which has low solubility or low permeability like drugs. So it will be enhance their permission of that drug. And for example, liposome as a nano-sized or micro-sized vesicle containing phospholipids bilayer which surround the aqueous core. So these liposomes, they are into the nano-size or the micro-sized vesicle which are formation or bilayer coating on bilayer of the phospholipid on this aqueous core of the drug. So this core are maybe water soluble drug. This core, these aqueous core are the water soluble drugs, and the outer membrane is a hydrophobic, which is also known as the lipophilic layer. So usually recognized from phagocytic cells, and it will be moved from the blood rapidly. So simple lipid technology. So these liposomes or these liposomes, they are into the nano size or into the micronized vesicles. So these liposomes are the phospholipids. The liposomes are the liposomes are containing liposomes are mainly which has outer covering is mainly phospholipids, and which will be surrounded by this aqueous core. Are these mainly the aqueous cores are the mainly this aqueous core this aqueous core will be mainly these water soluble drug, and they form these phospholipid which form on the layer on this aqueous or water soluble drug. So whole membrane, the whole out, so they are easily passed through the phagocytic cell. So they are easily recognized by this phagocytic cell, and it will be moved this phagocytic or endocytosis mechanism. It will be transferred rapidly into the blood. So these are the method which will be increased. Also, there are the two methods which will be increase the permeation. So ion pairing. So it involves co-administration of this hydrophilic or polar drug with a suitable lipophilic counter ion, which will be improve the partition coefficient in the intestinal tract. So we know the if we increase the partition coefficient value, it will be increase the permeation of the drug through this biological membrane. So if any content, any substance which has higher partition coefficient value, it will be easily passed through this biological membrane. So in this ion pairing method, it was simply the co-administration of this hydrophilic or polar drug with suitable lipophilic counter ion. So suitable counter ion. So it will be increase their partition coefficient value in the intestinal tract. So example, ethanol is ionizable drug which increase the oral viability by the ion pairing method. So ionizable ethanol drug will be increase their viability by simply ion pairing method. Next method, that is penetration enhancer. So we know the penetration, that is permeation. So this penetration enhancer or permeation enhancer are interacting with this polar component of the liquid structure and in the biological membrane, which will facilitate the transport of the drug across this temporary rupture or injury of the biological membrane. So simple, this penetration enhancer which will be interact with this polar component of the lipid structure in the biological membrane, and which will be facilitate this drug by forming a passage by rupturing a temporary rupturing or injuring the biological membrane. For example, fatty acids such as oleic acid and linoleic acid, or certain bile salt or SLA, that is sodium lauryl sulfate. So which act as the penetration enhancer, which will be facilitate the transfer of the polar drug through this temporary rupture or injury to the biological membrane. So these are the various methods which enhance the bioavailability of the drug.